Welcome back, folks. Another episode of Story Time. I believe this is episode 131. This incident happened in Fort Myers area. I don't know, 4 years ago, maybe ish. And I was pulling up to a drugstore, trying to remember if it was CVS. I think it was CVS, or it could have been Walgreens. I forget which one it was, but anyway. So as I'm pulling up, there's a heavy-set elderly lady on the ground, obviously injured, and her skinny, frail friend didn't know what to do, but she's laying there bleeding profusely from the back of her head, and this lady was not very mobile, and apparently took a fall, hit her head, and was pretty messed up. I mean, she had like probably a gash that big in the back of her head and was bleeding all over. So I knew I've had a lot of first aid training, medical training, from not only coaching football, high school football. Most of my first aid training was that. I had some in high school, some when I dispatched for Delaware State Police. But I knew we had to put pressure on that to try and stop the bleeding. So I was able to get her to sit upright, and I forget. Oh, I yelled to somebody. I said, go to my van, grab, there's a towel in there. I had like a small, like one of those 11 by 17 towels. I said, grab that and a bottle of water. Nobody moved. They were just watching this lady like struggle. And I'm like, God damn it, somebody's got to do something. This lady's in a crisis here. And nobody would do anything. So I'm trying to hold up this heavyset lady, and nobody, this old guy, his wife wanted to help. The husband, matter of fact, this may have been closer to 3 years ago. Now I think about it, because it was during that ailment time everybody worried about. So anyway, so this old guy's yelling and screaming at his wife, Mary, don't do that. Don't you touch her. And all, this poor lady's almost dying. She's about to bleed out. And you're not going to let your wife help? So finally, there was one skinny lady I actually knew. She had sunglasses on, and I knew of her. And I said, just hold her upright. So I go to my van, grab that terry cloth towel and a bottle of water, because I remember it was hot. I forget what month it was, but I know the asphalt was really hot. So I poured water on the asphalt just so this lady wouldn't fry like an egg, even though it would wet her bottom side. But she felt relief at that point, because I was asking her, And then I started applying pressure on that, and it just pisses you off that so many people gather around just to be gawkers and not helpers. If you're not going to help, well, just leave. You know what I mean? If you're not going to be part of the solution, it just ticked me off. And I can't imagine what that lady was going through with the old wife wanting to render assistance, and the old lady who's the victim, the injured person, having to hear, don't touch her, and talk, and then referring to the ailment and everything. So basically, he was willing to let somebody perhaps bleed out and die and not render assistance. That ticked me off. But they were both senior citizens, so I just tried to stay focused on the task at hand, and was trying to keep this lady calm. I remember holding her hand. I said, ma'am, I'm here with you. You're going to be okay. I'm not leaving you. Don't worry about anything else. Help is on the way. I made sure that the skinny lady that helped prop that lady up I said, make sure you get 911 out here. We need an ambulance, like ASAP. So they came, they transported her, and I don't know what happened after that, but that's one thing about me. Like, this, you call it self-promotion or whatever you want to call it. I'm just telling you the reality of who I am. Like, I always react before I think. It's either a good quality or a bad quality, whatever you want to call it. But I have no fear. This is weird. I have certain fears in life, but when it comes to a dangerous situation or a situation where somebody needs help, it's for whatever reason, the way I've been upraised or my upbringing or whatever it is, I respond and act before I worry about the consequences. If you can't help people, regardless of what the consequences are, and like, to me, it's like, that's people helping people. That's basic humanity to me. At least that's my code I live by. So I don't know why I was just thinking of that. I was watching something on a YouTube video. I think that sparked that memory. I kind of forgot to share that story, but some of my older story times talk about apprehending thieves or shoplifters and stuff like that, like just everyday incidents in life. And it's just weird because that is, I think it's a good thing, but I have no fear of danger. It's like, I have fear of danger when I overthink it, but if it's a spontaneous situation where I know something is wrong or somebody is in danger, I just react. It's just who I am. But like earlier today, there was a little tiny spider on my dashboard that looked like a black widow, and I'm freaking out. I'm like trying to kill that thing, and I missed it and it fell down. So there's a spider in my van here somewhere that looks like a black widow, and I'll tell you, I do have fears, like spiders and snakes and failing in life. But when it comes to just reacting to a life situation where somebody could be in danger or have a medical episode, I've done that numerous times over my lifetime, and that's one thing I'm very proud of. You got to help when you can help, man. Just don't be a gawker. Be a helper, and we all need to help each other out. You know, if you're not on that program, man, then I feel sorry for you. I really do. Anyway, so that's that. Not trying to pat myself on the back. It's just a story I remembered that was, it was, at the time, it was interesting. Oh, here's the other part. So, this part, so I think it was Walgreens. I'm trying to remember which one. I think it was Walgreens. But my ex-girlfriend had, I knew she had whatever drugstore it was. She had the rewards thing. So I was in there to buy something. I forget what it was I was buying, but they said, "Are you whatever they are, a rewards member or whatever?" And I said, "Yeah, just punch in this phone number," and it was my ex-girlfriend's phone number. I wasn't. This is so funny. I just get the discount, you know. It was like $1 off or whatever it was, just for being the valued member. And I found out later, ironically, a few days later, somehow we got talking, and she flipped out, and like she flipped out, called that customer service. "I didn't make a purchase in Fort Myers. I don't even live in Fort Myers anymore." And just ripped. No, but we're like, "No, this is what was purchased." She's like, "I don't know. You got that wrong. It wasn't me." And she's flipping out over something like super minor. And when I was like, "Yeah, that was me. This is why, because I was just trying to save a nickel. This medical thing just happened." And, you know, I was real calm about it. She goes, oh, well, I just ripped them a new. I'm like, yeah, I can believe that. So that's what happened. It was a two-part story, actually. Sad part and funny part that the ex-crazy girlfriend acted like an ex-crazy girlfriend. So there you go. You never know. Later.